Hello, are you out there? It's Mark with Redo Over. We're back to Stellaris. This is our vanilla tutorial, so no DLC. I think we're on like episode 4. But where we left off was trying to get our first colony developed. We have a couple of bonuses that will help us develop a colony faster than like other civilizations, so we really want to get that ball rolling quick. But yeah, for the time being, I see we have a little idle leader pop-up warning here. Minister of State waiting to be assigned. This is Sabura, but she is currently the Minister of State, so she has a job. Let's see, what's this saying? Waiting to be assigned. Officials can be assigned to represent our interest in a federation or the community, or govern a planet and occupy a valid council position at the same time. Well, I can't assign her as a governor anywhere because we've only got one colony of Earth, and Earth's governor is currently Yoshi. So listen, she has a job right here. She is our Minister of State, and I think we hired her specifically for that Frontier Spirit. The colony ship build cost is minus 25%. Colony development speed plus 15%. That synergizes nicely with our first tradition pick. We are in the expansion tradition, and that's giving us the colony development speed of plus 25%. So the 15 plus the 25 will give us a plus 40% to our colony development speed. That's a good thing. That could save us half a year potentially on the development of our first colony. So that being said, we'll dismiss the idle leader thing and let's play the game. We'll speed it up a little bit. So yeah, we're scouting out Sirius here, and we're still surveying the Alpha Centauri system. Oh, I'm going to pause. So two things just happened. Construction complete at Niam. So there's really nothing else to do at Niam. Let's move this constructor ship onto Alpha Centauri, most likely. So we'll move it there. We can't develop an outpost yet, but we'll get to it. And I see that, in fact, Alpha Centauri 3, which I'm guessing is the third planet from the Tri-Star system, is a continental world, size 15, 90% habitability. 90% is really good. 100% is your homeworld, like Earth. We evolved on Earth, humans. So that's perfectly suited for us. But 90% is really good. Anything that's 70, 80, 90, it's worth colonizing. So that being said, we do have a colony ship here, but there's two things we need to do before we can colonize. We need the Gagarin to finish its surveying. If I come down here to the orders, I can see it's actually closing in. There's only 3 things left to survey, so it'll be wrapping up within months. And then, yeah, we are going to need the constructor to build us the outpost, then we can colonize. Because remember, the outpost will bring the Alpha Centauri system into our sphere of influence. That's where we're at. And I actually think we have another constructor ship finishing up very shortly here, which we'll probably want to send on to the Sirius system. Okay, hold on. All right, so we've stopped the game. First League. Event chain precursors, the First League. So an event chain is one of the notable things about Stellaris is instead of having a single one-off event, a chain is going to be several of these pop-up windows that will tell a cool RP story and really reveal a lot of the lore of the game to us. In particular, we are getting... There are multiple types of precursors. I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 or 8, whatever. The precursor chain we're being exposed to on this game, this playthrough only, is the First League. There are several other precursors that kind of have different flavors to the galaxy you're in, but for us, it's this. Pretty cool. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Sirius 2. If what we've learned from these artifacts is correct, this civilization was some sort of confederation that consisted of many different alien races. They called themselves the First League and appear to have coexisted in relative peace some 2 million years ago. So think like a federation of planets. Though the Sirius system lies in the region of space that seems to have made up the core of their territory, a partial map found among the artifacts indicates that this First League may have covered a significant portion of our galaxy before its eventual collapse. Interesting. And it begins the precursor First League event chain. I'm going to pause the game real quick. Let's jump up here. Yes, under our situation log, you see there's a little yellow dot. That means there is something to look at. And here we go. Precursor First League. This is the blurb we just read, but right here, the second sentence, or the second paragraph. If we can find enough relics from their civilization, it may be possible to pinpoint the location of their home system. Yeah, that's right. We need to find artifacts. We've collected 0 of 6. So the good news is I think our science ships, just from surveying anomalies, will eventually find the 6. I don't think we need to do anything special. We just keep surveying, and eventually we'll get the 6. It's like a clock. It's just going to take a while to get all 6. But once they do that, it should reveal essentially a hidden star system. I don't think it's actually represented by one of these systems. I think it will actually put like a new star, kind of like it's been hidden behind a veil, a force field. I don't know, but we'll find it. And at that point, we will hopefully colonize the planet. Question? We'll see what happens. So yeah, let's continue on here. All right, anomaly popped up. Stasis, Proxima Centauri B. So Herman here is on, let's see, on the Darwin or something? Yeah. Well, at any rate, let's look at this anomaly real quick. Relative difficulty, routine. So anomaly level 1. That's the lowest. I think they can go up to 10. I don't know. It feels pretty high. And his scientist level, though, for Herman is 2. We can tell that because right here, this orange gold hexagon is the Roman numeral 2 represents his level 2. So per level of a scientist, survey speed increases by 10%. His archaeological skill goes up by a 1, and his astral rift skill goes up by a 1 per level. So right now, Herman kind of pretty solid, and he has a special ability called intuition, which is a leader trait. Remember, each leader has 1 trait, and it gives an anomaly research speed of plus 10%. So between his skill level and his intuition, he would be really good at surveying anomalies, researching them, we'll say. But at this early stage of the game, it will take him 91 days, so 3 months. The harder anomalies can take a year, like 3 years, so it's a pretty wide range. However, I have a colony ship waiting. I have constructors waiting. I don't want him to take 3 months. I want that colony as fast as we can get it. So for now, I'm going to just say, leave it be. But as you mouse over these, you can see, base level 100 or 120. Difficulty is a -20 because he's a level higher. All the stuff works into it. But yeah, Herman will be good at those. But we're going to leave it be for now, and we'll dismiss. No, leave it be. We'll dismiss that. Here comes the constructor, and a new event popped up. Hold on. Contact report remnants. Intelligent life taunts with pointed absence, reads a popular Newsnet post on Earth. The people of the United Nations of Earth are apparently finding some humor in the fact that lower forms of alien life are now a matter of public record, but potential equals from other stars continue to elude us. The report on the traces of alien life that we recently found seemingly only add an ironic twist to the situation. Is it ironic? I don't know. It's remarkable. Okay, so that's just kind of advancing the story, acknowledging that at some point we will come into contact with some Xenos. They're out there. It'll happen. All right. I'm still waiting for the Gagarin to finish surveying. Come on. All right, this is the last system. Let me hit pause real quick, actually, because we have our other constructor ship we just finished at the shipyard finished, the Adriatic. So I can see that the India is en route to Alpha Centauri. So I'm going to take the Adriatic. I've selected her, and I'm going to send her, just move her to the Sirius system. So we're going to have essentially one constructor ship with each science ship. Kind of safe way to do that. And we'll hit play. I just need Alpha Centauri to finish here at this point.
System survey complete.
All right, awesome. Survey's complete. Again, it gives us the pop-up. We can double-click that if we ever want to zoom right in, and you can see very clearly the Gagarin has no orders. Now, we could just take the Gagarin and very quickly have it do stasis. It's only going to take 90 days. I mean, they're right there. Think about it. If we send it to another star system, it will take months to get there, and it would take months to get back. Easily 90 days. So we might as well just have the Gagarin just jump on it right now. In each of these little anomalies is kind of like a loot crate. We're going to get something good, probably out of it. Obviously, the higher the difficulty level, the better quality of the loot. So since they have nothing else to do, let's click on here. Click on here. Yes. Research. This ship is already performing this order. It is? Okay. Oh, I must have... Sorry. Yeah, I must have just clicked on it. Okay, so they're going to do it. Awesome. And let's send our colony ship. She's in orbit of the star, but let's send her to Alpha Centauri 3. We'll just enter orbit because we can't colonize yet. And where's our constructors? Holy cows, guys. Come on. There she is. So the colony ship just jumped through. She's right here. Now, she's just going to head to the star, but let's give her an immediate order, which will be... Build starbase outpost. So again, it's a special starbase that doesn't count against our total number there. But yeah, 67 influence, 90 alloy. We've got plenty of both, so we'll get that going. And as soon as that outpost is done, we get the colony ship colonizing. Now, so we'll end that survey, and we got a new tradition pick available. Okay, you can see we gathered 448 unity. We even have a little surplus. It kind of rolled over, but that'll be available on our next thing. But we had talked about the colonization fever. New colonies start with 1 additional pop. Yes, please. And now's the time. We don't want to wait because we're going to, within the year, this colony ship is going to be on that planet. So we will select that right now. I'm not even going to look at the other two. I know that this is what we've been waiting for. So they will continue here, and let's just see how long it's going to take the India. Oh, fast. They're just chomping through it. Okay, awesome. I'll let them do that. And you can see down here, the Darwin surveying and the constructor's ready. But we have a new event, Proxima Centauri B. For as long as we humans have been able to look to the stars for new homes, Proxima Centauri B has been a naive dream. I'm such a bad speller. Naive, yeah. A place we look to with optimism, a new home. Sadly, as our telescopes got better, we realized that the planet would probably be tidally locked, frozen hellscape. A theory which we have confirmed today. Wait, that's not the planet we want to colonize, is it? There is hope, however. This world that has all the building blocks necessary for a habitable planet, it might just need a slight push to spin it up. Yeah, I cannot imagine how much energy it would take to get a tidally locked planet rotating, and the fact that you'd have to keep putting more energy in because the tidal locking is always going to try and the actual gravitational center of the world and the gravitational center point between the star and the world lies within the diameter of the planet, and so it kind of acts as a gravitational brake on the spin of the planet. I think is how it works. Yes. That happens to moons a lot. And planets that are too close to their stars. That's what we're talking. All right. Thank you for inspiring us, Proxima Centauri B. So this will give unity of 305. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's so good. Terraforming candidate modifier added, meaning that it will add a little icon on the world. And eventually, when we get the right technology, we could terraform it. It's like really expensive, but it's way down the road. But hey, a planet's a planet. Once we've reached the climate restoration technology, we'll be able to terraform the planet to a habitable world. Awesome. Or, well, there's another option. Another exoplanet added to our growing list. This also gives us unity. Oh, wait, this looks identical. Hold on. Just checking real quick. I see no difference. Okay. Sometimes it does that. It's possible if you were playing different ethics, you could get a different option. But I'm just going to say thank you for inspiring us. And the 305 should jump right up to our unity. Boom. Why is that nice? Because that just gets us a lot closer to the 606 we need for our next pick. So that was a huge find. That was the loot crate from that anomaly. Now, that being said, the Gagarin's just sitting here again. Yeah. Now, wasn't there another... we have another anomaly? Hold on. No? Alright. Yeah, let's have the Gagarin move on. Right here? Explore system, survey system. There you go. We skipped on Bernard Star, I think, because we kind of knew, based off of our intel, that there weren't any habitable worlds. At least we don't think there are. Possibly if they scanned a barren, yeah. Maybe, yeah. Alright. It's fine. And did our constructor finish? No, almost. We're still watching that starbase, so just bear with me here. Just killing time. There we go. Constructor complete. We'll jump right in. There you go. That is your little dinky outpost. Here's our little dinky constructor. So let's give the constructor some work to do real quickly. We have 2 energy sources, a 4 and a 2. Obviously, logically, you develop the 4 before you develop the 2. So we will grab our constructor. We will right-click. We'll say, yeah, build a mining station. And then I'm going to hold the Shift key. And I'm going to right-click again while holding the Shift key and say, build mining station. So now the India should have 2 jobs in its queue. And sure enough, right there, orders. You're going to build it Centauri A and then build it Centauri 4. And that's the 4 energy and the 2 energy. So that's a quick way to give a set of orders to a ship, science ship, whatever. Yeah. And ultimately getting the +2 energy from this a couple months sooner than this one is just a little bit more optimization for our civilization. So that's going on, and we've sent off the science ship, and let's have our colony ship. We select her, we right-click, colonize planet, and we'll keep the name Alpha Centauri Prime. No reason to change it. So I'm not sure exactly how fast this goes. Let's run the clock.
Colonization in progress.
Okay, so a couple things have happened. We get a pop-up, the first human colony. So this only happens once per civilization. This won't happen every time. I'll read that in a moment, and then you'll also notice over here, there is Alpha Centauri Prime. I see the world. It kind of looks like Earth, but it has a big progress bar. What is going on is that colonizing the planet. It isn't a colony yet. This world is being colonized by the United Nations of Earth. It will be completed on 2205, the year April. And we are in 2023 of May. So that's not bad. 23 months, 24 months. So yeah, that's fast. I would assume our extra 40% to the development speed really helps out. Our colony development speed is not the building speed of how fast a colony can build buildings and districts. That's called colony build speed. This is colony development speed, and the only time it matters is this progress bar right here. It's sped up, and again, it has something to do with the population growth curve, whatever. So let's jump here. Our colony ship is gently touched down on the mouth of a large river delta on one of the several continents that can be found on Alpha Centauri Prime. This temperate forested region served as an ideal first landing site. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Yeah, it's a fusion reactor. I'm sure it can put out gigawatts of power. It's probably pretty sweet. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first human city on an alien world. A great day for the United Nations of Earth, and it just paid us out. Engineering research gained 322. If I had a guess, 322, if we come up to our research, 26 times 12, is that 322? It's probably a year's worth of research all at once. Yeah, it's usually how it works. 322 is a weird number, but what Stellaris doesn't do is just say, you get 300. Anytime you complete this, it's a nice round, even number. It's like, no, it's always a proportion of what we currently generate. So for instance, when we finished the anomaly research and we got 305 unity, I'm sure that was some 10 months worth of Unity gain here or something like that. It's always tied to what you're. That way you can't chase down a given event or anomaly or technology and get some massive cash out. And you're like, oh, I went after this so hard, but I got 10,000 research and it's going to throw me way ahead. It's like, no, it'll always be proportional to where your civilization currently is. However, with something like this first colony, which every civilization is going to have their first colony and get this pop-up, if you know, because you play the game a lot, that you're always going to get a year's worth of engineering, or some other event similar to this, you could theoretically go into your policies, your edicts, assign leaders, assign pops to jobs, whatever, to drive up your engineering research per month the month before this completes. Think about it. So this is like a super micro optimization, or like with the Unity award, you could go in and be like, all right, I want to pick the best Unity leader and policies and edicts, and I'm going to push that up by 10 Unity a month. Now, when I do the anomaly and it pays me out a year's worth of Unity, that's 12 months times the 10 extra Unity I had popped up that month. That's 120 Unity I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Then after the event happens, you can go back in and put everything back to normal. You can reassign the right leader, undo the edict, change the policy, or focus jobs. So that's like super micro, but it is a strategy if you wanted to. But you'd have to know that the event, what it's going to yield and when it's going to happen for that to work. Okay. We cash in, and then let me pause it. I just want to check or point out technology, engineering right here. You can see our base research is 26.84, but our stored research is yielding an additional 26.84. That will pay out until it's gone. And yeah, so it greatly accelerates this, where this is down to 18 months, whereas these other two are sitting at 39 and 42. So we're going to have that engineering done real fast, thanks to the big cash out we got. That's pretty much it. Construction complete. I'm just canceling that because this guy's already got his jobs. Yes, we can tell that because he's got the... what's he doing? Is he doing his job? Wait, I didn't mean to do that. Got to make sure he's going to keep on it. Yeah, he is. He's doing the mining station. Did I cancel the order? No. Oh, I did. Damn it. I'm gonna shift right click again, build mining. I must have canceled that. Oh crap. I've told them to go there. I don't know why. I don't know how I did that exactly. I don't know how to undo it. We're gonna keep going. I'm not gonna sweat it. I didn't mean to do that, but screw it. What else do we have going on? We have another tradition available. I only say because when I looked at the orders, I didn't see the move command. I just see the white line, and it's like, I don't know, is he going to go there? Okay. So we have three options now. At 606 Unity, we can courier network. So this will reduce our empire size from systems and planets. That is awesome. That is something we want. But remember, your empire size has no effect, no detriment or bonus until it hits 100. So choosing this one right now would give us nothing for the time being. So someday we'll do it, but not now. Next option, Galactic Ambition. Starbase upkeep minus 20%. That will be useful, but I don't think it would save us very much. If we look at these hexagons, each of these represents a starbase. So for instance, this is the outpost. I'm going to click on the little camera right here. It'll take us to it. And if I mouse over the outpost, where's she at? Right there. At the very bottom there, it goes armor shields upkeep 1 energy per month forever for this outpost. Obviously, we're going to build more. We have an outpost at Niam, and we have the starbase at Sol. This is actually a beefed up starport. Let's jump to that one. And we mouse over it. Where are we at? Why can't I get this to pop up? What the heck's going on? There we go. Armor shields upkeep is 2. So here's my point. If our upkeep per month right now is 5 energy and we get a 20% discount, that saves us 1 energy. It's not bad, but it's not a lot. You look up here, we're making 121 energy a month surplus. We've got 5,000 energy. So that's never a great pick. It's not bad. I mean, someday we will take it just because we want to complete the whole tradition of expansion to get the capstone of effect, which in this case is max districts +1 on all non-artificial planets and an ascension perk down here. These are big beefy boots. So we're going to take it. And the third option is new life. This is pop growth speed +10%. So here's the bottom line. Between these two, they would both benefit us now, but this would benefit us 1 energy a month right now, which is so tiny. And this gives us 10% pop growth, and pops are the most valuable thing in Stellaris, pretty much just point blank. So take this now. This one is probably 20 times better than this one. At this stage of the game, it's even though they seem like they're similar in their proportion, 10% minus 20%, oh, how different are they? Massively different. Growing pops faster is... every pop can be assigned a job. One electrician pop could make 10 or 12 energy a month for us. Versus the tax rebate of 20% on outposts. It's just a massive scaling difference. So we're going to take new life. Yes. Awesome. Okay, and interestingly, there's a way to see that. Hold on. We're going to click on the United Nations of Earth hex. Where is it? Demographics? Yes, right here. This is odd. You've got some happiness. This would be for your entire empire. Everyone in your empire, even non-humans, I believe. So these effects are applied to all pops in your empire. Individual pops may also be affected by additional modifiers on a local level. That's right, because of their governor or the planet they live on. But this is everyone in our empire. Even if they were like an android or a lithivore rock creature, they would gain this, I think. Okay. Happiness, biological pop growth, lithoid pop growth, government ethics attraction, and pop growth speed. Interesting. So that pop growth speed applies to both litho pop speed and biological pop speed. But I never realized that before. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like a pyramid with pop growth speed at the top, and underneath that are biological pop growth speed and litho pop growth speed. But yeah, it's super valuable. Okay, and you can see that there. And then let's look at one other thing. Let's go to Earth. And we're going to go to the Populations tab, and we'll mouse back over this. And if you recall, I think we were sitting at like maybe a 3.5 plus growth per month. We're now at 4.07. And sure enough, where it says base growth 3, you then have a 0.7 bonus from pops and new life plus 10%. Awesome. There you go. So almost any benefit in the game is going to come through. It's not always obvious like where to find it, but if you look around, you can drill down into it. But yeah, that's a big gain. I will take that. So that's really nice. I haven't looked at Earth in a while actually, and I don't know. Did that shave off a month? No. I was just wondering if the increase to pop growth speed would affect how quickly that colony develops, but if it did, it's too small to notice. I think we were at the 5th year of the century on the 4th month, I think is where we're at anyway. Whatever. It's a small change. What else do we got going on, though, here? I don't want any of our ships sitting idle. We found a new world. Oh. Sirius 3 has been surveyed. It's 80% habitability, and it's a 19-size continental world. So very large. It can house a very large population at some point. Now, we cannot colonize yet because the Sirius system is not surveyed completely. But let's check on the Darwin. Let's check our orders. Oh, shoot. The Darwin will have this finished very quickly. So at that point, we will have the Adriatic build the outpost. But we need one other thing between now and then, which is a colony ship. Let's jump to our shipyard at Seoul. I should have thought of this a little earlier, actually, because, again, this takes 360 days. It's going to take a year. It's fine. No big deal. I do notice, though, as I look here, the Sierra de la Plata class colony ship, the costs are much cheaper. Food is 150 instead of 200. Consumer goods 150 instead of 200. Alloys 150 instead of 200. And you see right there, the Frontier Spirit is yielding the minus 25% to all three. So big savings right off the bat. That's pretty significant. Now, bear in mind, food is abundant and cheap. Consumer goods are about twice the cost of food, and alloys are about twice the cost of that. So even though we don't really care if we save 50 food, that's like, I do like saving 50 alloy. Yeah. So let's click on our colony ship. Click on human colonists, because that's the only option. And they'll build it as quick as they can. So that's very cool. And we'll hit run. Is this... Oh, hold on a sec. Constructor in Alpha Centauri is building. Yeah, we will send this constructor, the India, onto Procyon when the time is right. So while that's going, let's take a look at Earth. We haven't looked at Earth in a while, so let's just jump in here. We have 3 jobs available, 1 entertainer and 2 clerks. Remember, we don't like clerks so much. I want to jump into the populations tab. Each clerk is yielding plus 1% trade, plus 3 trade value, plus 3 amenities. Their upkeep is 1 food and 1/5 of a consumer. Pretty cheap. Clerks are cheap. But the entertainer, 1 food. Obviously, every human eats 1 food. A lot more consumer goods, 1.5 instead of 0.2. So almost like 7 times the consumer good cost, 7.5 times. However, they yield a big, fat 10 amenities instead of 3. So really what we're using is these entertainers to replace clerks for our amenities. We want to keep the amenities high because surplus amenities, does that give us something? Let's see. Effects from high amenities, this is down towards the bottom of this, is a plus 7.1% to happiness. That's a good bonus. And then the other thing that entertainers give us is a little bit of unity. Yeah, 2.3. You got to remember, each leader costs us 2 unity upkeep per turn. So each entertainer is going to allow us to fund 1 more leader, roughly. So yeah, that's not a bad thing. So we've got a few jobs. We've got housing. Crime is very low. Stability is very high. We have plenty of amenities. This is looking good. But we want to bear in mind that right now Earth isn't building anything. And it takes time. Many of these buildings and districts take a year to 2 to build. So we're sitting fallow. It's not really doing anything useful. So what could we do? We want to be cautious not to overbuild. Say we were to just load up our build queue with all these districts. We're just like click, click. We have 3 or 4 things. And they'll develop them way faster than a population will grow. And we'll be paying like a energy or 2 upkeep. Like what does an energy district cost? The base's upkeep is 1. Industrial district has a base of 2 upkeep. City district base of 2. So if we have a bunch of empty districts that we're not utilizing, we're paying for the upkeep, and that makes us economically inefficient. So you kind of you want to build on demand almost, or just before you need it, right? But not too far ahead. So I'm sitting there going, listen, I got 3 jobs. My population, I'm going to grow a new pop in a long time. That's like 16 months. Yeah, there's really not a practical reason to build something. Let's get that new pop. Hopefully they'll become an entertainer. I would like that. Is there a way to prioritize? Now, I don't want to switch off the artisan, but yeah, the pop's either going to be entertainer or clerk. Whatever. We'll let them figure it out. I think they'll take the best job available. I think. Is there any feature to change out? Yes. Let's do that. Listen, this is a big energy cost, but we've got tons of surplus energy, and there's no upkeep on these. So let's clear the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, which will give us 3 more agricultural districts. And since that's only going to take 4 months, and we know our pop is over a year away, 16 months, let's do the next one as well. Let's get the Industrial Wasteland. What does this get us? Delhi Sprawl. Unblocks Delhi Sprawl. 2 more generator districts. There you go. So that gives them 8 months worth of work with no upkeep. It used up some of that energy. And there you go. Let's run it. Let's see what happens. So I'm waiting for the survey to be complete. I'm waiting to move this constructor to Procyon. And I'm waiting for our colony ship to complete. We're running at fast speed here. All right, so the anomaly always stops our clock, which is nice. Unidentified object, Procyon 1. This is a routine difficulty, so anomaly level 2. It's routine for a scientist of level 2. So that he doesn't get like the minus 20 days. It comes out even. The base is 120. And his intuition yields a 10% discount. So that's how you get to 110 days. Cool. Should we... Yeah, you know what? We're not in a rush. If it was going to take like a year, 2 years, I would be like, nah, leave it for later. But let's have him do it. Let's just research it. We already have our next colony world established. So I'm not chasing ahead to try and find worlds to colonize right now. So yeah, we'll just let it run. Okay, so a bunch of things popped up. That was our anomaly, which we're researching. If I click on it, yeah, look, it shows the progress bar. That's cool. We'll have that done in no time. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. Construction complete. Obviously, I'll just close that. I'm going to grab the constructor and send it to Procyon. I can only move there. Can't build anything yet. And then down here, survey completed. That's right. Because the Darwin has checked everything out. Now, if I mouse over the world, it will show if there are any anomalies we haven't researched yet. I don't see anything. So the question is, do we send the ship back to Bernard's star or on to Ejok? Here's the thing. Bernard's star is safely within our area. And so no other Xeno is going to beat us to Bernard's star. It'll be ours before anyone else ever gets to it. But we know it's kind of a backwater, so let's keep pushing out into the galaxy. Let's leave it unsurveyed. Now, there is one little caveat. Right now, when I take my constructor and I right-click on Sirius, I can build the outpost for 67 influence and 90 alloy. And you're like, yeah, isn't that what it always costs? It is not what it always costs. For every link in the system chain between you and your nearest colonized or your nearest border, it doubles that cost of influence. For instance, Sol to Bernard Star is 1, down to Sirius is 2. However, if you look over this way, it's kind of hard to see. Sol to Alpha Centauri bridges the shortcut. So Alpha Centauri is only 1 link away from Sirius. And even now, you might still be going like, what the heck are you talking about? But let's look at this one, this unknown. Can I attempt to mouse over and build there? No, I can't. Here? No. Crap. All right, well, I can't point this out then right now. But what you would find is if I were to somehow try and send this constructor to develop this spot, it would be double the influence because it is 2 links away from our borders. Long story short, what that really prevents you from doing is sending your science ship and your constructors racing out into the heart of the galaxy, right? We could send our science ship all the way out here and start surveying, and when it was done, we could then race our constructor out and build it, but the cost to develop an outpost here would be, by the shortest path, 1 link, 2 link, 3 link, 4 link. It would be 4 times 67 influence. Very expensive. And then to backfill, we would still have to pay 67, 67, 67. This one would have just cost us 4 times. 4 times the normal cost. So it is very inefficient with your influence to race ahead of the frontier of your civilization. And remember, your influence grows very slowly through the whole game. So to waste it, to be inefficient with influence, is one of the biggest cardinal sins in Stellaris. You can be wasteful with like food, minerals, maybe energy. You can kind of burn it as you need to, but don't burn your influence because you cannot get more of it. So, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so what's the Darwin doing? The Darwin is going to move on to Ejok, we decided, survey, because we're going to leave Bernard's star empty for now. However, we do need to give the Adriatic a job, so we will Right click, build the outpost. Good deal. And actually, we've got most of the influence we will need for our next outpost, which will probably be at Procyon or maybe Ejok. Yeah, there you go. And we'll just keep an eye on this colony ship here. Blocker cleared on Earth. Those are the little, features we're clearing out. The garbage patch and all that. There goes the Darwin. Ooh, we found something interesting. Hold on. This is an anomaly. While conducting surface scans on Procyon 1, right, this was the anomaly we were researching. Science officer Herman Wagner and the crew of the UNS Gagarin discovered what appears to be an artificially carved slab of rock covered in alien writing, the only kind. They have not detected any other signs of alien activity on the planet. And exactly how this mural came to be here is a mystery. We have prepared a special project to translate the text. Remember, we're already on like the precursor special project. So fascinating. Issue special project, translate alien mural. We'll hit.
Situation log updated.
I'm going to pause. Let's go back to our situation log up here. You see the little yellow dot? We'll click on it. And let me point this out real quick. Here we are in the situation log. There are 3 tabs though. Situations, anomalies, victory. Let's jump to victory first. Right now, we're number 1. At the end of the game, we're going to win the game because we haven't met any aliens yet. As we meet other alien civilizations, they will be ranked on here, and we'll be competing with them for things like our economic strength, our technology, the number of systems, the number of colonies, the number of pops. In this case, each pop is worth 2 points. Each colony is worth 50 points. Each star system in our influence, meaning with an outpost or starbase, is worth 10 points. And I don't know how to calculate the other stuff. But yeah, there you go. Okay, jump to anomalies. There are no entries. We've been researching the anomalies as we found them because they've been baby anomalies. But if you found a really like a class 8, really hard anomaly, it was going to take like 1,000 days, you would leave it. You just say, we'll get back to it later with better trained scientists 5 years from now. This is where you'd find those. So the next anomaly we find, I'll try and show you, but this is where you'll find your anomaly that you haven't researched yet. Okay. And finally, situation log. Translate alien mural. Has 1 science ship in orbit. Scientist is present. Is that not what we just did? So, we surveyed a planet. We found an anomaly. We then had our science officer researched the anomaly for 91 days, and then when he was done, he got a project to do some more research, I guess. I was hoping for like Unity or energy credits or something cool. Instead, it's just like it's another job. It's more work. We're like, great, thanks. This is what I needed. It was one more task to take care of. Awesome, Paradox. Thanks a lot. Just kidding here. Okay, so we'll jump back in. Oh, where are you going? Interesting. So check this out. Herman is continuing on with the surveys of the other bodies in the system, but right here is the special project. It shows up not as a microscope with a anomaly difficulty score, like 1 to 10. It's showing up as this exclamation point, and it's saying, yeah, translate it. But to do it, we have 1 science ship in orbit, and it'll take 180 days. That is a half a year. It's all right. Let's do it. Let's just do it for fun. Again, only because we don't need more colony. We've got 2 worlds going for the time being. I'm satisfied with that. So let's grab the ship and head back. Research project. Yeah. And then when they're done with that, we'll have them continue on with the survey. So cool. Let's jump back out. You can see there the little exclamation-y. And I'm still watching for the colony ship. Boom. Pausing again. Obviously, the constructor of the outpost is done. That's what that means. I could have clicked on the icon if I wanted to read it, but I just know that's what it is. So let's jump into Sirius. And it looks like we have 2 things to develop. A 2 energy and a 4 research. So let's grab the constructor. I want to do the research first because it's more valuable. It's 4 instead of 2. And I'll hold shift again, right click, build a mining station. Now, each of these stations, whether it's research or mining, costs 100 minerals. But we've kind of been saving up. We haven't really spent minerals on Earth, so yeah, we've got a surplus. That's awesome. So they'll do that. That'll kind of cap off Sirius, and let's keep running the clock forward.
Blocker cleared.
The India is sitting there, not really doing anything. We cleared another blocker on Earth. Earth isn't really doing anything right now. Understandable. Gosh, I wonder... Oh, I got an idea. We could update the outpost at Alpha Centauri to a starbase. Now remember, we can only have up to 5 starbases right now. We normally you have a base 3, but we have 2 extra because we did the fortify the border edict, because we just, you know, we had 15 edict funds. It's like it doesn't get used for anything else. So it's like, oh shit, might as well use it. We don't really need it. It's not doing anything for us yet. So because we have a limited number of starbases, though, do we want to build 1 starbase at each colonized system? We could. But we might spread out to 20 different systems. And if we do that, if, you know, say we take this whole crescent right here, all this is ours, we won't be able to build 20 starbases. We can't afford that. And I would say that Alpha Centauri isn't really critical. It's not at a entry-exit point. Like, so for instance, you can go via Demon's Maw to get to Sol, or you can go via Sirius Bernard Star to get to Sol. So it's not a choke point. I only say that because star bases can give you quite a bit of defensive and offensive capability. Offensive to the ships that happen to be stationed with the defensive star base. I could see this might be a place to put a star base, because it's a choke point coming in from the outside that blocks off all the rest. And I could see doing another one at Demon's Maw. So you see how with a star base here and a star base here, we could cut off our little sector from the entire rest of the galaxy. Pretty good sized chunk with only 2 additional star bases. So I'm not going to develop that into a star base for the time being. We will wait until Demon's Maw and this system are fully explored. Let's continue. Come on, colony ship. There we go. Colony ship just completed. We'll select it, and can we right click on the planet? No. I was just trying to see if you could actually like just select, but you can't. And this is our colony ship right here, the Persepolis, moving to the Sirius system. And does she have an order? No, I don't think we assigned her. Let's select her again. So let's do this. This is to be sure. Let's go into the system and actually physically right click, colonize planet, Sirius Prime. There you go. And we'll let the clock run. So as we kind of stated as our goal when we started the session, was we wanted to get our first new colonies up and going. And here we are. Within days here, we'll have our second new colony. With special project completed. So this is Herman. Science Officer Herman Wagner has managed to partially translate the alien mural discovered at Procyon 1. It is a memorial for an extinct alien race that once maintained a small interstellar empire in this region of the galaxy. They were apparently exterminated by the creators of the mural, a fact that they seem to regret. Well, I bet the ones that got exterminated really regret it. Obviously, the people who made the mural regret exterminating the other Xenos. Given what the mural has been dated to in excess of 300 million years old, it is likely that its creators are also extinct by now. You know, even the trilobites went extinct after 300 million years. So, perhaps most interesting of all is the material that the mural was made of. Despite its age, it is in remarkably good condition. Amazing. And we get... So, Herman Wagner, the scientist, gains 200 experience. That's awesome. Herman was already level 2, so he's trying to get to level 3. And we gain an additional 322 engineering research in our piggy bank because of the material science we learned from what the mural was carved on. Awesome. I'm going to pause the game right there. I want to jump in and just check our technology. Holy cows. So, this is fun. We should be able to get this technology before our hour's up today. So we're going to get our first completed technology. But you'll notice that our stored research is still only paying out at 26.84. Even though we've gotten a whole nother lump sum, all that means is that it'll give us years more engineering bonuses from our storage. So we're just banking up a bunch of engineering. That's really cool. Which means our next engineering project will also go quite fast. Oh, wait, I got a dormant science ship. My bad. Right here. I can see the Gagarin is sleeping. That's bad. I'm going to grab her. And she will continue surveying this Procyon system. She'll pick up right where she left off. So, I would say that was well worth it. That little aside. Think about this. We talk about whether or not we should leave anomalies. Well, ones that are going to take 1,000 days, yeah, you should leave it. It's an inefficient use of a limited number of science ships. But by getting that year's supply of engineering research, we will get new technologies much quicker, engineering ones in particular. So not only we've gotten 2 nice payouts now. The first one is getting us the first technology. The second one will get us a huge chunk of the second technology. So in that sense, it is oftentimes really worth it to complete basic anomaly. Yeah, I guess that would be my advice. Is if you have a low-level anomaly or one that's roughly appropriate for your scientist, get them. Get it now, because those rewards will help you now and in the long run better than having it later, possibly. And this goes back to the proportionality thing. Say we left that anomaly and we'll get back to it in 10 years. Well, 10 years from now, our research up here will be considerably higher. It might be at 50 research per month, in which case you would get 50 times 12. You'd get 600 research instead of 322. So in that sense, waiting usually will get you a relatively proportional bonus. But I like to have every bonus earlier in the game if possible. Again, because of the snowball effect. Okay, let's keep going. See, all of our ships are in pretty good shape. This guy's developing. We have completed all of our work here at the Deturi Expanse. The colony ship is en route. So yeah, let's move the constructor on to Ejox. So the Adriatic's en route. We'll just move there for now. Yeah, keep going. We could pause and take a look at Earth, and also our research is going to be done very shortly here.
Research complete.
There we go. So that did not stop the clock. So whenever research pops up, you want to stop it because you have not selected a replacement research. And that means you're going to be wasting potential resource. So I wish it would pause it. It should pause on a research. It's a pretty big thing, in my opinion. FYI paradox. Here we go. Zero-G refineries. Mining station output increased by 10%. Now that is energy and mineral. That's what you mine. Or maybe alloys. I think you can find alloys. I think you can find motes. Like some of the rare strategic resources. I think you mine those as well, potentially. You can find those in space. But it's not going to increase your research stations. So your engineering, your physics, your sociology, you're not going to get more from that. That's not mining. So, but yeah, this is good. And it unlocks the Starbase building Nebula Refinery. Cool. What that would be is a building on a Starbase. We'll look at our Starbase real quick. We'll get to that. So hold on. Let's choose our new research first. So space torpedo, ceramo metals, geothermal fracking. This is additional minerals on our planets and minerals from Starbase construction plus 10%, which leads to the Nebula Refinery we were just looking at was yielding a 10 mineral for it. This would make it 11 mineral. 10%. Yeah. On 10 is 11. So that's not bad. Do we just keep going for minerals? We have to be cautious because it's very easy to fall into the resource gathering, but completely ignore your offensive and defensive capabilities. Remember, it is a dangerous galaxy. And although some of the Xenos will be quite peaceful, others will be diametrically opposed to you and will try and exterminate you. So as much as I would love geothermal fracking, I want to get it. I am going to go into ceramo metals. Boom. We'll have it in 48 months. Obviously, that's with our stored research. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, let's jump to the Sol Station real quick. These are our buildings. Now, you're only ever going to get 4 of them, but one of these slots, if I click on this, could be the Nebula Refinery. Now, This is grayed out because the nebula, we're not inside a nebula. You require the system to be inside of a nebula. But if we had it, what would happen is we'd spend 100 alloy. They would build it over a year, 360 days. The upkeep on that would be 1.92. We get a little discount, I think, because of our Starbase tax discount thing. Have we gotten that yet? No. Whatever. You're going to pay taxes on it every month. However, what it will yield is plus 10 minerals. So it's kind of like having a mine on a planet, except you're mining right out of the nebula. So you can have your star bases give you bonuses to obviously defense, but also to trade, to research, to mineral harvesting. There's all sorts of, you can grow food on them apparently too, all sorts of cool stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out. And actually the upkeep by the Minister of Defense is a minus 4% to the upkeep on the starbase. Cool. All right. Yeah, for the time being though, we're not doing anything with that. How do we know if a starbase or system is in a nebula? I believe the little gases here. I'm looking, hold on. I'm looking at Sirius Research Outpost there. Intel is full, belongs to us. Binary stars, the Deuteri Expanse. Environmental effects down at the bottom of the box. My face is kind of blocking it, but what it's saying is nebula block outside sensors from being able to see into or out of the system. That's why we couldn't gather any intel there. And you can sort of see this whitish haze. That is the nebula. That's the nebula. You see this interstellar dust, not the same thing. And I'll mouse over again. There, you can read it that time. All right, let's go to Bernard's star. We'll mouse over Bernard's star. We have high intel, but no other info. Let's go to Sol. It's just a G-class star, nothing special. Let's go to Alpha Centauri. Okay, no big deal. Let's go to Ejok. Environmental hazard. Sublight speed reduction 50%. Do we know why? What's going on in here? Oh, right there. Check it out. It's a binary system, a neutron star and a class B star. But the neutron star's magnetic, extremely powerful magnetic fields and the jets coming off of its poles are what causes sublight speed to be reduced by 50%. Ships move much slower through the Ejok system. That's a very subtle thing that you could play an entire game of Stellaris and never notice any of that. I'll be quite blunt, but it is a little bit fun if you're really trying to play at a higher level, is to mouse over each of the systems and see what pops up. Binary there, and of course the Demon's Maw. Environmental hazard from the giant black hole. Disengagement chance reduction 50%. Emergency FTL jump cooldown plus 50%. So, listen, when we build a station at Sirius, if we do, we could put a nebula refinery in there. Get extra minerals. I mean, we're only generating plus 34 a turn surplus. So an extra 10 would be a significant improvement on that. That's a possibility. I don't know if I'm going to do that, though, because Sirius is kind of in the backwater. Sort of seems like a waste for our limited star bases. Probably not going to do that, but all right. Let's continue on. We're right at about an hour here. I really want to see this colony ship start the colony on Sirius, and then we'll probably get wrapped up.
Colony established.
Awesome. Okay, so a couple things going on. We've established a colony at Alpha Centauri Prime. I'll hit OK to make sure our clock is stopped. You can see up here, there's the colony message. I'll clear that. And we have an unknown insides. This is probably an asteroid. CR9-Y2K Procyon system. This is Herman again. Initial scans of the asteroid suggest a dense mass of wrought metal within it. Wrought meaning worked by hands or tentacles. Perhaps part of some machinery or other technology. Further scanning required for more detailed data. Okay. Gosh, this guy, Herman's just crushing these projects. Just one after another. So we could leave it. It's at 164 days. Remember, we had him do the one that was 90 days. This is a lot more than that. But then we also had him do another half year to complete it. Well, let's have him do it. Let's have him do the research. Looking at it here, It's a level 3. He's a level 2. That's pretty close. It's in his wheelhouse. It's adding 60 days because of the differential between its difficulty and his skill. Screw it. Half a year. No problem. Research. Again, I'm doing that because I don't need more planets immediately. You know, like we're getting our colonies going here very nicely. As we find them at Ejok or Procyon or wherever. Bernard Star, probably not. There's no rush. Oh, couple things. Colony completed. Oh, check it out. I'm sorry, I thought that the message was the colony ship getting here to Sirius 3. It's not. That ship is still en route. Let's just jump in. Yes, you can see there she is. She's got a couple weeks to get to Sirius. But check it out. No, the Alpha Centauri Prime finished. And in fact, it is done. It's a new colony. Let's look at it here. So Yoshi is the sector governor, but we can assign a governor. Yes, please. Who did we have available? Right here. Subira. Right, she is the minister of state. She's on the council, but she doesn't have a job. She's waiting to be assigned. So let's use her. Her special ability is, well, it's colony development. Yes. We'll still put her in there. Why? Why do we still put her in there? Because she does have other benefits. As I look down at her level 1 official, galactic, so there's Federation delegate, galactic community delegate, sector governor. She's not. She's going to be the planet governor. And what that will yield is plus 2% to energy, minerals, food, plus 2% to alloys, consumer goods, plus 2 to motes, vapors, nuts, whatever the heck they are. Can't remember. And empire size from pops, minus 2%. So yes, she is going to get that job. Click, 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 double click. There we go. Yes. Okay, cool. A little bit curious though. Yoshi was the sector governor. So Yoshi is the governor over not only Alpha Centauri, but also Earth. If I go to Earth, I can see Yoshi's there. I just wonder if Yoshi's sector governor effects and his planetary governor effects take effect. If he does both of those for Earth. And then if he yields just his sector governor effect to Alpha Centauri, and Alpha Centauri's Subira yields her governor effect only. How could we figure that out? This way. The sector governor should be yielding a plus 1%. She should be yielding the plus 2 for a total of plus 3% to our mineral production. How can we find that? Just looking around, trying to see if there's a way to see that. Not yet. No? Okay. Not going to sweat it. Hang tight. Let's look at a couple other things. You can see this is a great world. Massive stability. 2 population. Remember, we got 1 extra pop. Very nice. So, we have no jobs available? No, we do. Well, none available. This is a very unique job, colonist. This is special jobs that will eventually go away. You don't have colonist jobs forever, just when a colony is relatively new. You can see our housing is extremely limited. We only have 3 total housing. That's coming from our converted colony ship right here. Our building is the reassembled ship shelter. It takes an energy upkeep of 1 every month, but it provides 3 housing, 7 amenities, 1 building slot, and 2 colonist jobs. Very cool. The colonist jobs do... colonists produce a small amount of food or minerals and amenities and spawn defense armies. Cool. So yeah, they're making food. Some... I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what the plus 20% symbol is. I can't quite tell what that is. And the amenities. So, very nice. Now, we can't replace that yet. At some point, though, that'll go away. But let's jump into our population. We go to our workers tab, and here they are. These are our colonists. And again, I don't know what that damn hammer and clock is. Is that build time? Right there. Production. Planetary build speed plus 20%. Oh. Okay, so colonists in particular speed up the rate at which things are built on the planet. There you go. I didn't really realize what that icon was. So let's jump back out. We have no additional jobs. We're going to be growing to a new population here in about 34 months, so almost 3 years. So what's the first thing we want to do? Do we want to go to features? Well, we don't know how to clear out dense jungle or toxic kelp here yet. We don't have the ability to do that because why? We need the ocean ecology management technology or the missing the selective defoliants, where it'll only target jungle and not your crops. So we can't clear those yet. So what do we want to do here, folks? Gosh, I almost feel like I would want an industrial district right off the bat. You always want more alloys and consumer goods. Or we could... City district would yield us 5 housing, which is a lot of extra housing, plus an extra building slot, plus a clerk job. It's not a bad way to start with a city district. I could see doing that. The industrial district just gets us 2 housing, 1 artisan, 1 metallurgist. Doesn't give us a lot of flexibility. Now, granted, we've already got 1 bonus building slot, so we can get something in there, like I was thinking like a research lab, potentially. Or do we really slot this over into a mining colony? We could. I don't think it would hurt anything. We have a lot of minerals, though. We do. We do have a lot of minerals. I'm curious. Let's start with the city district. Let's build it. It'll take a little over a year anyway. 500. Yeah, let's do it. This city district will be done before our 3rd pop shows up, at the very least. So that's fine. It's going to get us the housing we need. It'll get us an extra building slot. Then we'll look into buildings. We'll focus in more. But I have a feeling this could become a mineral mining colony. And there might be a building or 2 that will play into mining, potentially. If I jump in here. Yeah, no, not that. Okay. I think that's long enough. We're just at an hour. Oh, wait. Not quite. Go on, colony ship. Go. You go. Go. Oh my god, you're so slow. Holy shit, you're the slowest colony ship ever. Right.
Colonization
there.
Progress.
Alright. They'll have that done in exactly 2 years. Perfect. That's a perfect stopping point. We now have 2 official colonies and 1 colony being produced. We have our scientists and our constructors at 2 new systems doing that process. We might want to look into our shipyard, potentially starting on a 3rd colony ship. We'll make those decisions on the next playthrough. We need to jump back into Earth as well and take a look, make sure they're not stagnant and that the jobs they need for future growth are available. So if you watched, thank you so much. I hope you learned something today. I feel like I did. All right, take care.